And we are live on air this morning. This is your girl, Danny Redwine. I was having problems with my audio starting the show today, but we are here. It is a beautiful Friday afternoon. I have a wonderful guest today, and she brought a song with us, and we are going to vibe out today. We are going to talk about the latest and the greatest that's going on, so stay in tune. This is your girl, Danny Redwine. We're going to go into a quick little song real quick so I can try and get this in, and we are going to bring your guest up for today. And once we do that, we'll get things rolling, but I'm trying to fix things in this studio. So just bear with your girl for a second so that I can figure this out, and we are going to get this thing rolling. So hold on. We'll be right back.
Yes, Naya. Cool na aya. Who am I? Just a girl, them sugar. All right. Here I know. Oh, na, 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 na. Oh, na, 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 na. Sim, Simma. Who got the keys to my bimmer? Who am I? The girls, them sugar. How can I make love to a fella in a rush? Pass me the keys to my truck. Who am I? The girls them lock. And I, we make love to pressure. You a bubble again with like a bucket. Drop your nigga like your nigga fast. Drop your ox like a cow you wanna. Drop your pickaxe like a gun you wanna. It's like a river side up on the bank and you take it. It's like a bicycle so you.
Right about now.
Let's go.
Red, red wine, you make me feel so fine. You keep me rocking all of the time.
TRS Radio presents Comedy Chat, where we discuss comedy topics with comedians known and unknown. Laugh and learn.
They must not know just who this be.
About what we go through to make it in this industry. It's live. It's funny. It's funny and real.
Red, red wine, you make me feel so fine.
Yeah, that's that shit. It's that time.
Now, here's your host, Danny Redwine.
Right about now.
Let's go.
Red, red wine, you make me feel so fine. You keep me rocking all of the time.
TRS Radio presents Comedy Chat, where we discuss comedy topics with comedians known and unknown. Laugh and learn.
They must not know just who this be.
About what we go through to make it in this industry. It's live. It's funny. It's funny and real.
Red, red wine, you make me feel so fine.
Yeah, that's that shit. It's that time.
Now, here's your host, Danny Redwine.
Hey. Oh, my goodness. We started off to a rough morning this morning. It is your girl, Danny Redwine. We got off to a rough start, but that is all right because today is Friday, and we are not about to let nothing get us down today. It is the weekend. I am so excited because my guest today is super, super funny, and we are going to have so much to chat about. She is fun to talk to, and she is just funny all the way around. She hails from Chicago, and there's so much talent in Chicago. Chicago was like a second home to me growing up, so I am very endeared to the city. I know that there's a lot of problems over there, and everybody is afraid about Chicago, but everywhere in the world today is crazy. We can't just throw it on Chicago. We got to throw it on other cities, too, and it's not even the cities. A lot of the times it's these people, y'all. It's the people that are going through stuff in their lives, and they are making bad decisions, and they don't care about other people's lives. And we can't just put that on one city. That's all over the world. As y'all can see, you turn the news on, there's always something going on. So we're not going to worry about that. We're going to get right into today's show. She brought a song with her today. She going to sing like Suge Avery today on the web. So we are going to have fun today. So she did bring a song. We're going to talk about that. We're going to get to know this young lady before we do anything. So that's the first part of our show, is getting to know our guest today. Go through some questions, feel her out, get her Mount Rushmore of comedy, all that good stuff. And then we're going to get into the other stuff about comedy, etiquette, what's going on in today's world, in the comedy world, how things have changed. You know, a lot of things have changed in the comedy world. Back when I was learning, which was almost 10 years ago, some of the rules have changed. So it's just always something going on. And really, that's the only thing that's consistent in this world is change. So we're going to go with that. But without further ado, I want to welcome my guest into the show. And I want all of y'all to give her a warm welcome over the phone and give claps wherever you're sitting right now. I want to bring in my host. Her name is Serena Monay. Come on in, Serena.
Hey.
How are you doing this morning?
Everybody.
Hey, you talking to the Caribbean, girl. How are you doing this morning?
What's up, gal? What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's up, gal? Go on. That's one of the slangs. Go on. Yeah. So how you doing, Serena?
I'm doing good, Danny. How you doing, girl?
You doing good. I'm glad to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on. Sorry for all of the little mishaps we had this morning. Your girl is getting used to this system. So, you know, sometimes I push buttons, getting overzealous because I'm geek, because I'm like on a studio on my computer.
So
I
you
be getting geek.
I thought the song had the bomb. So I thought the bomb had blew the whole studio up. I thought I had about some fire and tore the studio up. I didn't know you was up there messing up stuff. Okay, then. That's it.
I was up here. Girl, I was trying to figure it out. You know, I'm kind of learning trial by error.
Oh, man.
So, you know, last week went smooth. So last week went too smooth. So I think, you know, I had to make up for being too smooth last week. I had to mess up a little bit today on your show.
Oh, no.
My bad. That's all right. We're going to get right into it. So, you are from Chicago, Serena, right?
I'm from
Chicago. Is like, Chicago is saturated with comedy. It is saturated with talent. Like, I mean, you think about all of the people that have come from Chicago, like Terry Shepard, Bernie Mac, Robin Harris.
Great Day.
Some people don't know Robin Harris is from Chicago.
Yeah.
Adele Givens, Lil Rel, D-Ray, Marshall Warfield. Marshall Warfield has been a comedian for years. Tony Baker. Tony Baker was actually born in my city, in Grand Rapids. He was born in my city.
That's very true.
But he was raised in Chicago. I learned that when I started doing comedy. You know, you start researching comedians, and I thought Tony Baker was from Grand Rapids. And then when I met him, I was like, Tony, weren't you from Grand Rapids? He was like, no, I was born in Grand Rapids. So, yeah, there's a little bit of history there. The list goes on. Y'all got Sean Morgan. Just Niche, Damon Williams. Isn't Robert Townsend from there? Corey Holcomb.
I'm not sure,
D-Ray Davis. Okay, I thought he was from there.
Okay, I'm going to have to do a little more research, huh?
Yeah, but anyway, long story short, it's a lot of talent that has come out of there. So, give me a little bit about your background. How did you start with comedy? Like, what got you into it? Because everybody has a start story of how they got into comedy.
Yeah.
So tell me yours.
So, in about 2015, I was still active duty in the Navy. I was actually deployed to the Persian Gulf at the moment. And I know most people don't know this, but whenever a ship is out to sea for 64 consecutive days, no land, then they throw a little celebration, talent show, open mic, and you are allotted 2 beers if you're off work that night. And so I decided I was going to go on up there and just say something to the people. And before I knew it, baby, I had been said too much, and they done called the military police to come get me up out of there. Then locked me up over some little jokes. So I felt like in that moment I knew I was a star, girl. I was like, I got to do this again. So while I was still in the military, I was going to a lot of shows in Virginia. I was going to every single show Skeeter G had. I don't know if you know Skeeter G out of Virginia.
No, I don't.
Comedian Skeeter G. Okay.
Okay.
I was going to all of his shows while I was active duty still, but I didn't try anything else on the mainstream or anything like that until I got all the way out the military. And then I started here in Chicago at Leon Rogers' room. It's still happening, actually. It's so funny because this is one of the longest running open mics in Chicago in history, really.
Okay.
And to be honest, I didn't realize how heavy the stakes were at this specific place. I really was up there having a good time. And I just want to, I guess my focus is, number one, talking about my mental health. Suffering from anxiety and PTSD, my mind is always running. And everything that's running in there is not necessarily positive all the time. Sometimes it tells me things like, they don't take you serious because you're not a man. Or they don't take you serious because, for these reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because of how you're dressed. And it's just my conscience really picks me apart constantly. And I wanted to see, first and foremost, if I was the only one. And I knew that if I went up there and said it and somebody laughed, that I wasn't the only one. And it just became super addictive to telling all my business to people that I don't know. And just somebody saying, I've been thinking that too. Yeah, I want to be invited places but really don't want to go when it's time to go too. You know what I mean? Just those type of things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
the rest is
so you really didn't know you was gonna get into comedy. You just tried something and got bit by the bug when you was up there.
Yes, honestly.
Yeah.
I think that I felt in the moment that I didn't really have anybody to talk to about how I felt, even though I had my family and everything, and they were being as supportive as they could. Nobody can understand what this situation was like unless you were there. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so,
and you were probably there. What was the time? What was the time frame where you were on the ocean? Like what's the time frame that you were gone? Was it in 2019?
I served from 2011 until 16. Sorry.
Okay. So you were on the water a lot. You was in the Navy, so you was on the boat,
right,
most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I was in the military field as well. I started off doing construction. One thing about the United States Navy is that it's super full, and I believe that it's super full because it's a less dangerous route, potentially. But what the Navy does is, if a specific job that you qualify for from your test scores is full, they'll send you over as a construction worker for 2 years. So I did construction for my first 2 years.
I did hear something about that because I had a son that was going to enlist in the Navy, but he couldn't because he has a heart condition, but he wanted to enlist in the Navy. And when I was telling somebody about it, they said to make sure that he tests high. And I wasn't for sure what that meant. Somebody else told me that they give you like a standardized testing based on how they're going to place you.
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah. So you had to basically
I go over there. I do my 2 years of construction, and then I qualify for a real job, ship's navigation. What I was doing was planning the ship's navigation around buoys and destructions in the water to make sure that the ship was not damaged in any way. Super cool. Got to drive the ship, but that only lasted a year and a half, and I ended up as an engineman, which was in charge of changing the ship's oil, making sure everybody had water to shower with, water to cook with, brush their teeth, ship's plumbing, a lot of dirty work. And it was so good for me, honestly, because I can do a lot of things myself, but I will say that my last 2 years of my enlistment was the most damaging as an engineman because I guess that, well, I can't guess. I'm telling you that it's tradition to be hazed as a female to feel competent or to appear competent to work alongside the men of the United States Navy in fixing those ships.
Oh, wow.
And so nowadays, I still struggle with that. You know, I don't see any male doctors or anything like that. My life is a lot different. I know people don't know this, but the ship spaces, the engineering spaces on the ships are very dark. And now I'm afraid of the dark. I know if my mom was on here, she would tell you that when I'm over there, she will cut every light on. She will let that bill go sky high because she know I don't do no dark. And so that's it. My life is totally different after that. So
right, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Is that too much, girl? Did I go
mean,
too
I
far?
can't imagine it because that's not my situation. But I definitely understand PTSD and how it can affect your living, your everyday living.
Correlates directly. Yeah, think about how it correlates directly to being a comedian in a male-dominated field and how they perceive us and sometimes treat us. It's literally so similar. And to think about how it's affected me going through this again and trying to use my coping skills, it's really something to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And, this ain't that kind of show. We ain't serious over here. We like to goof off and be silly. So, I empathize. I definitely empathize because I do have, I can't say I share the same experience with you. However, I know mental health stuff and I know PTSD and anxiety. I definitely on my own level can empathize with that. So, but when you tell people that you do comedy, like how do they respond? Do they, with you having the background that you have, how do people react to you telling them that you're a stand-up comedian now?
Girl, the same way they treat you. Well, tell me a joke. That's what they do. That's what they do.
Yep, tell me a joke. And what's your response to that? Tell me a joke.
Oh, I tell them one.
You usually tell them one? What you give them, like just a quick punchline dad joke or something?
Yeah, I ask them how they ever heard of Winnie the Pooh's grandma.
Who was Winnie the Pooh's grandma?
Oh, that's Pooh Nanny.
That's Pooh Nanny?
Yeah, girl.
That is funny. Okay.
Thanks.
So, what's your most memorable gig? Like, what's the gig that you've gotten so far that's like at the top of your list that you was your favorite?
Girl, Jay Leno's "You Bet Your Life."
Yes, this girl was on Jay Leno. Talk about that. How was Jay?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna drop some gems. I hope the comedians are listening because I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
When I applied for the show, I'm in like a little network of where they'll send me the emails for the shows that's going on. And I got the email for the show. I applied. I put on there that I was a comedian. I did get a call back, and they told me, like, listen, we don't really do comedians. I said, what? They said, you got a good personality, but you cannot go on the Jay Leno show and tell them you're a comedian. You can't do it. It's a conflict of interest. I was so shocked.
Uh-huh. Yep, because it's a show that's
cat mom. Which I really am.
But when you met Jay, like, how was his energy? How was he? He
literally was like an uncle grilling outside on the backyard with some ashy feet, some cargo shorts on, and a family reunion T-shirt. Just warm, honey.
That's
just
cool.
warm.
He kind of seemed like he would. Yeah, he seemed like he would be that way. He seemed like he would.
Yeah, I just wanted to wrap myself on up now.
Just get you a pillow and be like, I'm staying for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about your most embarrassing time on stage? Did something happen on stage? You get a heckler, somebody throw something at you?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the truth. My first show opening up for Corey Holcomb, Baby, I bombed so bad.
Oh, dang.
I bombed
Your first
so
show for
bad.
Corey Holcomb?
Now, I got 5 shows total. My other first 4 shows went very well. But the first one was rough. I really had to learn what his crowd liked.
Right.
I hate to say that because funny is funny, but he got his own category of people and
he does
type of material.
He does.
And
he does.
This is just a situation you have to take by itself. It's not like every opportunity where you can run your set and it be fine.
Mhm.
You're going to have to call some people out their name or something like that. They like that.
Yeah, they like that. The raunchier, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
so
right.
That was,
so you got to kind of, yeah, especially when you're out of your element.
They moved me from feature to host. I didn't even get the feature after that. I hosted from there on out.
What did you do that embarrassed you? What did you do?
My regular.
Did you just get up there and totally
bomb?
Yes. You thought you was up there killing it.
Yes. And you know what? I also think that it was my wardrobe too. I think that it was a little too much. So I took that into account as well. I wore a Retro Round Radio T-shirt and some jeans and some heels the next show and told me something up.
A Retro Round. You got a lot of stuff going on with your Retro Round. Tell the listeners how to get to merch or anything that you're doing right now.
I ain't got none. Next question.
Oh, no merch. Okay. I thought you had Retro Round merch.
No, we in reproduction for One Headlight merch at the moment.
Okay. So that's to stay tuned. That's coming soon. Okay.
One Headlight merch coming soon.
One Headlight merch coming too. We're gonna talk about that in a minute because we're gonna play your song. But did you get any last minute gigs that turned out to be like the bomb.com? Like somebody called you last minute and was like, Serena, I need you to be down to X, Y, and Z and fill this spot for me. Can you do it? You was like, yeah, boom, showed up, and something magnificent happened. Have you had one of those experiences yet?
Yes, girl.
What happened? Tell me about
it. At this last one, actually, I was on this show, but I didn't know that I was headlining until I got there.
Okay.
And you know, honey child, and this is a small show, so it's not like a real headliner position. In this situation, a comfortable headline is 20 minutes instead of 30. You know, it's an intimate crowd. They don't need that much because I'm going to come tear it up real strong, real strong. And so when I found out I was headlining, I'm like, oh, I can do all my jokes.
Right.
Listen to this. At the end of the set, the DJ played a specific song, and I started freestyling on the song, and that is how One Headlight actually came about. A
Shut
night
up!
Full of just all type of stuff happening.
Just all type of stuff happened. That's dope. That's dope. So your One Headlight. So you just started freestyling, and it turned into an actual song.
Yeah. My uncle was there. I got an uncle. He always be sharp. He crazy though. He is crazy. He's real crazy too. He was up in that thing, and he was like, "I'm gonna record you," but he pulled out an Android, and I was like, "I don't want to be on that because if I want my video in cursive, I would just do it myself." But he was like, "No, this the new Android. It's nice." I said, "Well, go on, record me." So he recorded me, and not only is the clip so fire that I can apply for some stuff with it, but I was able to watch it back and actually catch my freestyle. And I said, wait a minute now. And I started writing some more.
I got something right here.
Yeah. I took my 4 little verses to the studio. They told me it ain't enough, but record what you got and go back home, and you're going to need 4 more. And, baby, I came with some fire after that, and I wasn't playing with nobody.
And you came with the fire after that. We're going to play that, too, coming up. So that's going to be coming up. We're gonna play her song today for you. But that's exciting. That's exciting to be able to go to a show and then just come out with a banger.
I mean, come on. Talk about working at 100%.
And you know, a lot of these jokes that we make can really actually be turned into funny songs.
I'm
It's a
hoping
lot of
that the community see this and try to push themselves to do something even more out of the box. I mean, come on, look at Whoopi Goldberg and Jamie Foxx now. Look what they do.
Yeah. And T-Barb out of Detroit just dropped Gucci. Flying. But you know, Whoopi, her comedy career was short-lived because she did stand-up for some years, and then after that, she blew up. She went into acting, and now she talk show host and all that. So I tell people all the time,
I'm manifesting that.
Serena, comedians are multi-talented. I don't care what anybody says. Comedians are multi-talented. We are able to do a lot of things. And that's why I feel like comedy can almost be like a catalyst for all of these other things that we're able to do. Like even right now, I'm getting into acting. I'm on the radio. Like, you know, there's just certain things that comedy opens up doors for you to go into so many different directions. You don't have to limit yourself to just being a comedian.
Yeah, there's no box. People like to say it is, but there's one. There's no box.
There is no box. Okay, how you handle hecklers? You had any hecklers?
Girl, every time.
Every time.
Well, you know what? I'm not gonna say every time. I'm gonna say, let's go with 40% of the time. Because to be honest, I'll be so wild and crazy up there that you just gotta be quiet to see what I'm gonna do next. I mean, it's a mess. But you know what I do?
What?
Most time when I have a heckler, it's about something that I said. Cause I'm gonna speak my truth. And if I feel like I don't like them girls that breastfeed in public, I don't like you having your two turkey legs out, everybody looking at us. I don't like that.
Right.
Somebody might not like that. And then my best way of dealing with that is to get on myself. Well, I don't like it because I'm 33 and my breast 49, and I don't like to see y'all's nice things. So I that's my thing right there. I like to get out of it if I offend somebody by talking about myself. Because to be honest, the goal here is not to make somebody else feel like they less than you because of the decisions that they make or the life that they have. The goal is to show y'all, even though I'm out here and y'all see me shining, I am still a regular person with problems just like you. I get ingrown hair. They leave a mark. Now my thing look like 101 Dalmatians. Okay, so don't think that I don't go through everything you go through, because I do.
Exactly. You know, for hecklers, for me, there's been times where I react and there's times where I don't react. Like there's times where I hear them, but I don't even acknowledge them. I just keep on telling my jokes. And you know that usually keeps.
I'm acknowledge every situation, every single one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You gonna
That's the Chicago way, though. That is the Chicago way.
Yeah,
like that. It's the Chicago way.
I was going to say in Chicago, that's probably pretty prevalent.
Standard,
yeah, it's standard because I did riddles not too long ago, and riddles, you know, not so much heckle, but they do like to yell out stuff during your set.
They do.
It might not necessarily mean they're giving you a hard time. You know, sometimes they add into their situation or their something that happened to them. You know, so it's kind of case by case. I haven't had too many problems with hecklers, but I've got a couple of snappy comebacks for the ones I want to shut up right away. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you know, hecklers gonna be hecklers. That's just the way it is.
Nobody really throws nothing bad at me up there when I'm up there. The people, when they announce me, they give all these accolades and things. That's why hosts are so important, because you know they set the tone. I don't want to have to jump into something else, but yeah, I don't really, you know, by the time I get up there, they already know I'm a veteran. They don't want to disrespect me or nothing like that. The only people that'll do it is, you know, some of the black people.
Right. All right. Well, ain't nobody going to heckle you right now. We're going to introduce your song. Go ahead and take us to your song, Serena. We're gonna play your song a couple of times for this show. So we're going to play it right now, and I'm just going to play your song by yourself with no songs following so we can come back and talk about your song, okay? So go ahead and introduce your song, Serena.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming to the Bald Head Show. My name is comedian Serena Monay. This is One Headlight, produced by Corey Ether, Stasha Beats, and DJ Louis V.
One headlight, one headlight, one headlight, one headlight, one headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. On my way to the club, look at what I see. I see a fine chocolate man in the car right next to me. He said, "Ooh, I love your style." Them Tiggo bitties sitting right, but your car's leaking oil and you got one headlight. I said, "Let me get on now so you can see this big old thing. And if you nice and talking right, then I just might let you bang. Because I'm trying to find a freak. I'm all up in these streets looking for a little boo that's gonna buy me something to eat, but she got one headlight, one headlight. 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 That's right, I pull up to the club, raising absolute hell, knowing good and damn well I should probably be in jail. Nails and lashes, and I look like swerving right, swerving left with a Louis to inhale. In my tank, ain't no gas. On my flow is hella trash. All the lights on in the dash. I came to shake this ass. She like an alligator chewing on some now and later. My friend said, trust all that noise. It's time for alternator. One headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. She got one headlight, one headlight. Hey, hey, my ankle toe up, child. She better. Hey, 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 you better.
Hey, that was Serena Monay with one headlight. You go, girl. I was over here bopping.
Thanks. Ain't it a bop?
Girl, that's a club. Girl, it's a bop. It is a whole bop, okay? Girl, I can tear that up in the club.
Amazon Music and Tidal within the next 7 days.
One knee. I need a song that's one knee good, one good knee.
Hey. Hey.
Girl, get us a whole little album, little LP out here. That's good. I like it, Serena. You gone, girl. You got your song. You gonna do an album? You gonna do a comedy album?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. I hear you.
Everybody that produced this product, they really pushing for me to put out some more. And to be honest, I want to just talk a little bit about the track. The sample from the track is a house music delicacy here in Chicago. So the beat is very familiar with anybody who loves house music.
Yeah,
I have to
your body,
to actually sample the
move
record.
your body.
Right, yes.
Yeah, Chicago is the home of house music.
Yeah, and so I wanted this to be ready for the summer, honey. I had to actually pay to sample the beat, and it wasn't like as simple as, hey, I want to sample your beat, here goes some money. You know, like the people actually wanted to know something about me. They had expectations for their music. You know, they didn't want it to be a song about shooting and killing and drugs or anything like that, you know. So they wanted to know who I was. By the time that I actually got to the final meeting, somebody at the meeting said, she was on Jay Leno. I said, baby, they done did their homework, child. They done did their homework, baby.
They done did their homework.
So,
they done did their homework.
You know,
yeah.
They have already gotten that final track, although it's not available yet. But they're already circulating it in Detroit. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Well, we're gonna be circling it here because I'm gonna have to send that track to my local radio people here in Grand Rapids because that's pretty dope. I like it. I like it a lot. Now just for a second, have you thought about if you was not doing stand-up comedy and what you're doing right now, what do you think you would be doing?
Prostitute. I'm just playing. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'm in school right now to be a journalist.
Okay. Yep, journalism.
I love
Journalism
to write
is
things.
Yep. You think you write a
you can
book
see.
one day? You got a book in you? You got a book in you?
I do have a book in me.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I think everybody
I
has a book in them. Everybody has something to contribute to the world from their own eyes and their own experience. You know, so I definitely encourage people that have a good story to try to write it one day. Absolutely. Now, what's your favorite type of audience? I know that you're in Chicago, but you have traveled, right? You've gotten outside of Chicago, and you've gotten some different type of audiences. What do you think? What kind of audiences do you think you do better in, or audiences that you feel like you see the audience and you're like, okay, I got this. What kind of audience do you feel like?
Something so crazy. You want to hear something so crazy?
What?
Getting red wine.
Mhm.
I'd be so intimidated to perform in front of older women.
Okay.
But them be my best set. I mean, they love to rush around. I mean, most of my money come from older women, and it's my most, even now, even though I've proven that I can do it, you know, I do feel like I might need to mild it down, but they can take it, and they love it.
Right. Now, older women, you're talking about like aunties and young grandmothers, right?
We're talking about ages 45 and up.
Right. So we're talking
if
about
you can
like
have a daughter my age, I'm talking about you. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I feel like with audiences, for me, with my experiences, I was always intimidated by having an all-black crowd because, you know, I grew up in Grand Rapids, and my comedy kind of started out like mainstream, like for everybody. But once I started traveling, girl, and I started going to these hole-in-the-walls bar, it was just us in there. It wasn't nobody else up in there.
Yeah. I will agree that we can be a little.
So I had no choice but to just kind of jump into it and start, you know, finding my feet in the urban side of things, or else I was about to, girl, I was about to be bombing in every room if I didn't. I literally had to go to Detroit.
The reason why I'm not having that same experience, because, you know, our people are our people universally. But the reason why I'm not having that same experience being intimidated with our people is because I'm a Chicago comedian. I literally have to say that.
Absolutely, because your groundwork has already been set. The standards are already high in Chicago. So in Chicago, it's either do or die. It's sink or swim.
Yeah.
When I did Ridley's, well, I had headlined the Laugh Factory there. I had headlined it, but I headlined it on the same night that the Super Bowl was on, girl.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't a lot of people up in there. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really get my rhythm going. I just didn't feel like I did a good job. You know what I mean? As far as how we want to do. But when I went to Riddles, I did 4 shows at Riddles and opened up for T-Barb and Scrancho, and that was a good show. I mean, we did 4 shows, and I think maybe one of the shows I wasn't real happy with, but other than that, I had to find my feet up in there.
You ain't wrong.
So, what's off limits for you as far as topics on stage?
Nothing.
What are some things? Nothing? There's nothing you won't talk about?
Nothing. I mean,
okay.
If something can potentially make me cry, from my own experience of trying to get it out to the people, if I'm putting it out prematurely, I feel that heat because it won't even really come out funny. And that's just off my own expertise. Some things still need to work through.
Right.
You know, some stuff you still upset about, and you need to work on it. And that's just that. But
absolutely,
I am here. I feel like I have been placed here to be an open book. It's probably nothing that I won't say up there. Like my mom came to a show last week, and I told everybody, y'all, my mom in the front say, hey, Mom. My mom said, hey, I love my mom, girl. I love my mom too. That girl's sickening. And I said, I get a lot of stuff from my mom. I said, look at this shape. Y'all see how we both got glasses? Look at that. I see, but do y'all see this mustache? This mustache came from my mom. I'm gonna tell it all.
You say not your daddy, your mama.
I tell it all, honey. I tell it all. My mom really need to get down on me one time, girl, because I done told everybody that my mom is real smart and she know the answer to all the questions except when I ask her who my daddy is, and I be standing in front of her and she just be looking like, this is a mess. And she gonna get a laugh out of me because it is funny. Because we know who my dad is, but y'all, he just doing his own thing. But this is what's making
you say he got his own thing going on.
We doing it together. It's not a situation that I'm dealing with alone. Like, my mom has to deal with it too. She the one who got to answer the questions when I'm asking or deal with me when I'm frustrated. So we have to get through it.
Right. Now, are you an only child?
No, I have a brother.
Okay, you have a brother.
Okay,
older or younger?
I think he came out of an egg, though. I think he a reptile because he ashy all the time.
Why you do your brother like that? You say he a reptile.
Yeah,
all right. Well, who inspires you? What inspires your content? Is it just life stuff, and you just go off of your own life, or what inspires you to be funny? What are some of the things that jar your funny?
I feel like what really inspires me is when really life, like just like how you said it. You know how like you be going through stuff. I will legit stop crying and start laughing, like, in a moment. I'm a complete lunatic. I ought to be locked up somewhere. But, like, my initial reaction to when stuff be messed up is I got to tell somebody about this because this is something that just came right. So I'm glad that comedy is giving me that relief to, this bad is happening, but, baby, when you tell the people about it, they going to love it. And I'm glad that I have that little inkling in my brain, that like a little flip of a switch that be like, oh, I'm finna have to tell the people, and it's such a good distraction from what's really happening.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. All right. Well, give me your what's your Mount Rushmore or your top 5 in comedy? And old or new, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Jamie Foxx. Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Babe, you know what? Let's pause right there, Lizzie, to do stand-up.
That's
because people have not done their homework. And I always tell people, if you don't know Jamie Foxx stand-up, you don't know Jamie Foxx. Because Jamie Foxx rips stages, okay? Let's just say that. I've seen Jamie Foxx rip stages. But he got so early in the game with skits, doing funny skits and improv and sketch comedy that a lot of people didn't see his stand-up because all they remember him is from In Living Color and, funny movies and that sort of thing. But Jamie Foxx is a beast on stage.
Yep.
He is highly underestimated. Okay, so Jamie Foxx.
Whoopi Goldberg. This next one is one of my favorites, Arnez J. He was the first comedian that I ever seen get animated on stage.
I love Arnez. Arnez is funny. That when he do that old man dance, like,
oh my goodness, the limp it sends me every time.
What happened?
That limp that he do, the old man limp. It sends me.
Oh, the old man limp. Oh my goodness, it gets me every time too, girl. I can't even.
Yeah.
I can't even deal. But go ahead.
Yeah. What was that? That's 3.
That's 3.
Who else I want to put out there? You know who else I'm going to put out there? Cat Williams out there. And I'm going to put him out there because, oh, man, I got to put Ronnie out there. All right, I'm going to put Cat Williams. And I'm going to end off with D. Ray Davis. And not for no comedy purposes. I'm putting D. Ray Davis in there because he is the ultimate opportunity giver.
D. Ray Davis?
Yes.
Okay.
He the man. He the man of the streets at this point. I mean, he gave me an opportunity off a limb one time, and now he just be waiting on me to come on back.
That's what's up. Because
this summer, I'm going back this summer to perform at Monday Rays at the Improv on Monday. Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
I'm gonna be back this summer. I have to save me some money on up, but I'll be back.
That's all right. That's all right. That's what's up. That is what is up. Yeah. I'm excited for you. Okay, so that's a good Mount Rushmore. You know, that's a lot more people that actually get the praise for their stand up from back in the day.
Yeah,
I know Whoopi Goldberg for sure. Arnaz, I think Arnaz is still in rotation on the stage though. I see
he is.
He still
gets prices to go down. I'm gonna try to get him on the show.
Okay, yep. Arnaz has been around for a long time, and he just seems like a real down to earth dude.
Don't he?
You know, like, yeah, comedians. And this is just for me being in the industry for 9 years now. Some comedians are approachable, and some aren't. You know, people think that in comedy that all comedians are so friendly and funny and bubbly and cool and da-da-da.
No, they're not.
They're not. No, they are not. And I think that's the misconception that comedians, especially new comedians that come in and they're so excited about. That was me, honestly, to be truthful.
I think that people
when I
feel
first
like
started
about
comedy,
all people, honestly.
Right. I'd be excited to see other comedians. You know what I mean? Like other comedians that's doing more than me. I always want to kind of pick their brains, see if they cool. And I've just had a couple of times where, you know, I've gotten that feeling of leave me alone.
Yeah, they will. They will.
And I'm just kind of like, well, dang, okay. And it's all good, but I love the camaraderie of comedy. I love going to the green room and talking with the other comedians and, you know, meeting and networking and all of that good stuff. And a lot of comedians don't really care for it.
Once I got over my anxiety telling me that everybody hate me for no reason. But once I got over that, I realized that I'm just fine.
Yeah, you can't listen to none of that stuff. You can't listen to that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a couple of minutes break, so if you want to take a break, you don't have to hang up the phone or anything. You could just push mute. I'm going to play a couple of songs out here. And this first song that I'm going to play is actually by a local comedian, independent artist, Malik Jordan. He can be found on Instagram. He can be found on Facebook. All of his music is kind of like how your stuff is doing right now, girl. It's on Spotify. It's probably on a couple of different music networks and streaming platforms that you can access this music. And we'll come right back to the show after we hear a couple of songs, all right? Don't go nowhere.
I'm here for a reason, man, I gotta be. Dodged death so many times, shit, I gotta be. I'm thanking God, I'm obviously a prodigy. He let me breathe another day to fulfill my prophecy. Almost died a few times, been shot at, consumed lives, been brutalized and scrutinized, was boxed in like croutons, no shot till I grew wise and looked back with new eyes. My young years just flew by, a grown man with few lives left. But life ain't no game, no. Niggas in the hood killing niggas off say souls. You breaking gang codes, niggas die over pesos. I just lay low with my girl, I made that un pesos. Wanna make it like a night or day, like I had changed clothes. These actors do the same shit, playing in the same roles. You hating on another COVID symptoms, your taste pole. I do it for the love of it, like Curry and Clay Show. I'm here for a reason, man, I gotta be. God's death so many times, shit, I gotta be. I'm thanking God, I'm obviously a prodigy. He let me breathe another day to fulfill my prophecy. I'm here for a reason, man, I gotta be. God's death so many times, shit, I gotta be. I'm thanking God, I'm obviously a prodigy. He let me breathe another day to fulfill my prophecy. Walked away from accidents that probably should've took my life. Walked away from magnum tips that probably would've been my height. I know I'm not invincible, no Omni-Man. I'm 27, how much more pain can a body stand? Yeah, I've made a lot of plans, and I'll see to them, no retreat, do them, complete doing. Put heat to them like seafood, but at the same time, I keep cooling and dream lucid, no peak to them. I teach students and keep doing what I dream of. vision and my feet up. With $1 million on my visa. Chillin' in Ibiza. Controlling alt delete the times when I struggle, never needed any features. Preach to the niggas that don't need to. Take heed to the kingdom. See leaders, you can beat them. See anybody struggling for guidance, you can lead them. Anybody trying to break the chains, I bet you'll free them. Was raining when I came and now we in a different season. I'm here for a reason, man, I gotta be. Dodged death so many times, shit, I gotta be. I'm thanking God, I'm obviously a prodigy. He let me breathe another day to fulfill my prophecy. I'm here for a reason, man, I gotta be. Dodged death so many times, shit, I gotta be. I'm thanking God, I'm obviously a prodigy. He let me breathe another day to fulfill my prophecy.
Shabam in there. Yeah, it's an H and a A double B and a A-R-A-K-A-S. Always the best.
Fly the flag.
A$AP mob.
Always.
Do the jump, flag the flag.
Yeah, fly the flag.
Lot of mercy.
Fly the flag.
People. Say my name a little louder. Follow up my name, it a rip up the crowd. Pray 3 times for me on the crowd. Shabba, shabba, shabba. Oh man, say that little louder. Follow up my name, it a rip up the crowd. Pray 3 times for me on the crowd. Shabba, shabba, shabba. Hey, follow up my name, come to my name, call out my name, follow up my name. Dance up until it reach all of them. Say your body want shabba, not the same. People, follow up my name, come to my name, call out my name, follow up my name. Dance up until it reach all of them. Anytime red flame. I mean them in need a too cold place to non-believer, in a believer. Come code a paper, follow the procedure. Me no rock him but follow the leader. Head that go jump off a fool them shoulder. Chop off them head with me cleaver. From Jamaica right back to Geneva. Shabba ranking a choke out please.
Shabba rank, shabba rank. 8 gold rings like I'm shot. Shabba rank. 4 gold chains like I'm shot. Shabba rank. I can get a new Bugatti by the chair, rather sit up on the block and take it till I get a meal. What about them old when they give me fear? Now they wanna make it Gucci cause they got a deal. Rather double up and shop it in Brazil. Put that kind of it's so real. Set my vehicle, yellow hood rats like Pikachu. Get them screaming like Jesus do. Bring a rapper from that dad like Jesus do. Can't call them both thugs cause they eatin' too. I'm about to rhyme and flip mode. Y'all, eat your crew. Mother pecan, Puerto Rican, be freaking and thinking the hood poking. By accident, she feeling the weekend.
Boy, you singing. I'ma get the bread while I'm breathing. I'm the rookie of the year, and you better believe it. I be barking like a Q, like a bird collision. Like a pedigree. Me another plug at a quick trip. Quick John had that made the money backflip. I'm chopping with accuracy. Go on my toilet like Master P. Lil' mama, she drunk off her daiquiri. Shabba ran my pinky finger, please. You mad cause she working at Mickey D. Don't I'm flexing like Hercules. You can take her to the movie and go watch the film. ASAP, front me a pelican. Link, that's my medicine. Quavo, old money, take a Genesis. Take off, got tingo ring, bling, bling, bling. Been trying to take my ring, gun go bang. Cast out on the jeweler. Got a feeling like Martin Luther King. I had a dream.
I only step if and then with the beam, I extended my clip. If I see the police, grab my children, I deal. With my fingers, we filling arenas, I figure that. And real, I feel like that Kissa KO, that double AK-47s, they aim at your lip. Your bitch, this is ridiculous.
Look at it straight, you can never put my click, boy. I'll straight hit you with a drop kick jaw. Phone break, you can see the way the clock tick tock, tick 20 rolling. Boy, bust round back up in the cockpit, spit toxic, always giving hot, boy. See me shine until it shit. And they really wanna slump, boy. So much jury looking priceless out here. A lot of rappers looking lifeless out here. Kill them till they say it's priceless out here. Hey, you can let them talk, you know who the nicest out here. Boom, boom, boom. Bite those but I get low when you hear the shot, boss. Every time I come, you know my body fully. Godfather with it while I learn a little rookie. And I'm digging in your shorty, though. On the low Versace logo on the hoodie. Ear home, blow my wham, wham, wham. Let it go, you already know it's really goody. Kill it like I'm some kind of cancer. Bag it. I don't understand why feel like they have to ask you the God is when you know what's the answer. Show cold till they be calling me strangler. $100 million safe behind the plasma. Pop up with it till they spreading propaganda. And when I tech talk and we pop your man up on my shop, shabba ranks, on my shop, shabba ranks. Getting so much money, it's like I just robbed a bank. Shabba ranks, shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 4 gold chains like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. Shabba ranks, shabba ranks. 8 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 2 gold rings like I'm shabba ranks. 1 gold tooth like I'm shabba ranks. Shabba ranks, 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 shabba ranks.
Hey, we are back. Had to hear us some Shabba ranks. I know, girl, getting amped for this weekend. It's Friday. You got anything going on this weekend?
Child, no, my birthday was yesterday. Thank y'all all for the birthday week.
Your birthday was yesterday. I meant it, girl. I was trying to download the birthday song so I could play it, but my skill. I'm glad that I didn't because my skills were so off today. But happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, Serena Monay. That was my best rendition on behalf of Caribbean Radio Show. We are singing happy birthday to you, Serena. I'm going to give my little shout out too real quick. I love to shout out. Well, not only, shouting out for the Caribbean Radio Show, which is dope because, the Caribbean can hear us, Serena. So, we are in all of the Caribbean islands right now. Yeah, you're on the airwaves so they can hear you. And we're trying to do some different things. We're trying to reach some different people. We are trying to get some notoriety so that we are able to bring acts. I really wanted to kind of chime in and be the comedy person of the radio show so that I'm able to, make connections and network with other comedians so that we can actually have a Caribbean radio show with comedians, like an actual real show where we find a venue. And I've been kind of doing my research with Caribbean comedians. Did you know that there's like popular Caribbean comedians? Like,
I'm glad that you brought that up.
On TikTok.
Every single Mother's Day, I actually spend it in Atlanta at this place called the Premier Lounge. And it's so shocking to me that they keep bringing me back because I be thinking they don't know what I'm saying, but it's 100% Jamaican show. 100%. And most of the I'm like the only American comedian that they keep bringing back. So I am getting a network with some of those comedians. Yeah. Shout out to Fat Cat.
Oh, that's
Fat
good.
Cat guy. That's a man.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. I've been finding them on TikTok. I know there's a few that I followed on. There's a guy named Oliver. Oliver is supposed to be like the king of comedy in Jamaica. His name is Oliver. Wow. And he's huge, and there's a couple TikTokers that are really, really huge. Just a little honorable mention, Kimberly J. She is very, very funny on TikTok. It's another one. I am Julie Mango. Julie Mango is funny. Okay, follow I am Julie Mango. On TikTok. Huh?
I said okay, Julie Mango.
Julie Mango, yep. So, very funny comedian, very funny. But yeah, comedy is everywhere, girl. We everywhere. I'm trying to be on the beach, down by the beach. You know what I'm saying? With my drink, my coconut drink, my coconut.
Hey, put that.
I don't know how to speak patois. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to patois, but I sure been listening. I got a thing for language, so I can say some things. So I might pick up a little bit of patois as I go. But yeah, the Caribbean has a lot of comedians. Girl, that'll be a reason for us to go down there and
do
a comedy show. Yes, ma'am. I do have my passport.
Let's
You got yours?
Let's get on. Yeah, I'm gone.
Hey, you know what? The messed up thing about my passport is it ain't got no stamps in it.
I bet we got to get some food stamps up in that passport. We got to get some food stamps in that passport because you can't be doing it.
Girl, got to get some food up in that passport.
Yeah, some food
it's
stamps.
just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
No, but my whole family we all have our passports, and the only one that's traveled outside the country is my youngest son, TJ, the one that was going to go to the Navy. He's been to, he actually goes to he went to, what can I say, kind of an elite school, a suburban school, and he went to a school with a lot of the rich kids in the city of Grand Rapids.
You got that money, Daddy?
So,
you got that money? You got money, Daddy?
You know, actually, no, I'm faking it. I fake it like I have money. Like, people think I have money. Girl, no, people think I have money.
Girl, you did. Girl, she did.
I am really hurting out here.
You actually did.
I am hustling. Your girl is a hustler, okay? And the hustling game been tough out here, but no, my son went to the schools where a lot of the rich kids went, and every spring break they would take him to the Bahamas and stuff for spring break. So we was like, well, shit, we can't afford to go, so one of us should be able to go and have fun for spring break.
Right.
And TJ was bone out with his friends, and we'd have to scrape up like $2,000 to give him to go to the Bahamas for food and spending costs. Yeah. So yeah, it was expensive. It was very expensive to send him, but yeah, he's the only one that's used his passport. So yeah, I'm trying to get to the Caribbean. I could go anywhere Spanish speaking. Yo habla español. I'm going in Spanish speaking places. Yep, you speak Spanish too?
That ain't Danny Red Wine, that's Selena.
That's Selena, right. I turned into Selena on you real quick. But yes, I'm for it. We're gonna speak it into our future. That's what we're gonna do. Serena, is bound to happen. We're gonna be on the beach. We're gonna be on the beach, on stage, telling jokes in the Caribbean. Let's just put it out there in the universe. It's out there. Boom.
A little bit musty, because for real, that's how I do it.
Man, a little bit much. Okay, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. I feel like we know you good, girl. We know you. We just don't know, what kind of panty draws you wear and all that stuff. But we know you. We know that you self-proclaimed bald head. You from the Navy. You from Chicago. You got a brother. You done dropped you a song.
We have a pet
you done
brother.
You got some famous friends. You got Corey Holcomb. You got D. Ray Davis. You come from the land of funny. So I feel like we know you. Now let's get down to the nitty gritty. What is going on in comedy? What is going on in comedy today? Like, this is what I want to talk about. All of the things that's going on with comedy today. You got people getting slapped in the face on stage. You got, like so much has changed in comedy. Etiquette, I feel like, has changed. When I was growing up in this game, I was told that seniority reigned over everything. Like, seniority wins. And that is not true now.
Instagram followers win now.
But listen, let me tell you, I think that is part of comedy's beef, aside from joke stealing. Joke stealing is probably
to the side. I'm so tired of dealing with these comedians' egos. If something ain't working for you, find something else. You really can't. How y'all mad about some I almost said a cuss word. How y'all mad about something that God given out? You ain't even got no control over it. Times change.
Absolutely.
Like everything the comedians is mad about, these old comedians, they need to be mad at God, because we don't have nothing to do with none of this. We adapting too. I don't know. I'm not good at skits, but I bet you I'm working on it.
Absolutely. And that's what I feel like. I feel like everybody has their own way of getting into this field. Not everybody does everything the exact same way as the person before them, and so on. Like everybody finds their own way of doing things and their own niche. And I don't care what nobody says.
It made me think about this documentary that I watched with T-Pain, and then T-Pain said he almost quit music because Usher told him he was messing up R&B. And that really hit me personally because a big comedian who I shall not name told me that retro round ain't coming. And I almost consider stopping doing it.
And you can't.
Hurt my feelings. I can't, because now it's to the point where the people gonna have something to say to me if they don't see it.
Absolutely. And you do. Everybody is not the same. Everybody's comedy is not the same. Everybody, and that whole joke stealing thing, I feel a way about it because we can talk about everything, but everything has been talked about. Everything has been talked about.
Because they be out here stealing jokes.
Regardless of what you put if you're not saying word for word, verbatim, dropping the joke and the punchline the way it was dropped before, it's actually not stolen. It could be probably remixed or a different perspective, but it's gonna be something said.
But I'm in Chicago though. In Chicago,
right? It's gonna be something. Yep. That's still stealing.
So,
but
remix,
it's been done before.
Part 2.
It's been done before, and people look at memes. A lot of memes. Now tell me I ain't lying.
We all are having.
Listen to this. Listen, hear me out though. Hear me out. On memes, hasn't most of the memes that you read been something that you've said yourself or heard somebody else say?
Yeah.
Think about it. Exactly.
We are
That's
having
my
the
whole
same
point.
experiences here in the simulation.
My whole point is that a lot of stuff leads to the same ending. A lot of stuff ends the same way. You have to figure out as a comedian how to separate that same material. I know I'm not the only girl that talk about like a fat dude.
The only way you could separate that same material is if it really happened to you and you speaking off of experience. Because if you're not, it's going to sound like everybody else's. Be true to your own.
But what I'm saying is,
you're going through enough.
My whole point of saying that, because I don't do it myself, saying that, is that comedy is not the same anymore. There's way too much stuff out here that people can tap into to make their own, and it can still be perceived as similar content of another person, similar style of another person. Not to say that everybody does, but the people that clearly have enough time to do this type of stupid shit are going to think they're not doing anything wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks different, saying that I think that way or my brother thinks that way. But
what way you think?
No, because I kind of grew up with the old school comedians. My content is my own because it's about my life. And that's why my content is original. However, I am a fan of comedy. I listen to a lot of comedy. I'm in the comedian world. I hear other stuff that if I wanted to be like, that kind of sound like something I've said. And I've never met this person before, or I've never seen their content before. It's just that like minds go to the likable stuff. You talk about dating a big dude. There's only so many things you can say about being a big dude that's going to make it funny, not mean, and go off of that. I know I'm not the only comedian. Right, but I know I'm not the only comedian in the world that's talked about those particular things. Big boys having boobs. I like them. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm not the only one that say that in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that that's a lot of the bickering in the comedy world is that people are picking apart people's information and their stuff, and they're making it into their own because they feel like they can make it funnier or they can put a different punch on it. or they can put a different twist to it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
I agree that they are doing that.
So it's not really contradictory. It's almost like it's the way things are changing. It's evolution. It's the way things are evolving. We comedians.
What can we do about it besides try to become more creative? One headlight.
Right.
We got one headlight.
One headlight. Hey, dun, dun, dun. That's a bop, girl. It's a bop.
I just want to be more creative.
Then you have that
beat the demand of creative is out there. I know that people want to see some creative stuff. You know, that's who I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the people who want to see some wild and crazy stuff right out the mud. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about comedians and they're stealing from me. I know they're stealing from me too. I don't care.
Me too. I've told people that before.
I'm recycling.
And listen.
Jokes. Y'all can have them.
And listen, I've even had a situation where it was a young lady that was. Listen, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. There was a lady coming up behind me, young girl, started doing comedy. She liked my set. I noticed that some of her jokes was kind of turning into kind of like how my jokes were, and I pulled her to the side and told her, I was like, I don't want other people thinking that you're. You know what I'm saying? How sensitive things are. I said maybe just kind of go in a different direction or not say this. Let's use this word. And she took it good. You know what I'm saying? Like she was cool with it. And a couple of other comedians was like, yeah, I was gonna say that your jokes was sounding like Danny's. And she seemed like she received it well. And then like a week later, she was upset about it.
Maybe it had sat in her spirit.
It sat in her spirit, and she felt like I was trying to throw her shade. I'm not that girl, for one. I'm not going to throw nobody shade.
It's a thing that happens when you watching comedians that you really like. You will potentially start sounding like you will,
or even try to make some of their content.
I'm crazy.
It's
a thing.
Yeah, but
it happens all the time.
It is a thing.
You know, Steph.
It happens all the time. But that's my whole point of the conversation is, huh?
Do you know Stefan?
No.
Stefan, an old comedian here in Chicago. I see him in the lobby while the comedians on stage here with us. This just a couple of weeks ago. I said, you don't want to support the other comedians in there? I don't listen to other comedians. It be stuck in my head.
I get that. I understand that. I totally get that.
So
and I'm going to tell you why. It is a thing. I don't watch stand-up shows. Like, I used to watch
I do, because I'm going to get my laugh
specials and stuff, Netflix specials and stuff. I don't really particularly watch them. And the reason why is because, and it's not all the time. It's usually when I'm in my writing phase. Like, I go through writing phases. I don't know if anybody else does, but me as a writer, that's how I write. I go through phases of writing, and it usually consists of like a good week where I'm like, it's just spewing out of me. But that's usually the time that I'm not watching comedy. Now, if I'm not really taking time off and I'm comfortable and my shows is booked and I'm not looking at no new material, I'm not creating no new jokes, yeah, I'll watch something then. But I feel like when my creative juices is watching, I don't want to be influenced by anything that I've heard. So that's just my personal, and I've actually heard Sean Morgan, who is another Chicago comedian.
Man, also a veteran.
He said that. Yes, and also a veteran. Very funny. Love Sean Morgan was one of my favorite is one of my favorite Chicago comedians. And he said that. He's like, I don't watch stand-up. And I'm like, why don't you watch stand-up? I mean, he told me that, and until I really got into this, I didn't understand it. I understand it now. And that's
but I got a
my
problem
personal
with that, because I feel like the reason why we started stand up is because we love it. So now we can't even watch it.
Right.
I love watching stand up. Like, I don't like. I don't.
There's nothing wrong.
I love you.
Right. Don't get me
but
wrong.
I'm
right. You don't have to.
Comedian. I'm taking my ideas as
everybody has.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna
like,
get my laugh on for sure.
Right, and everybody is different. That's why I said your way is not right nor wrong. My way is not right nor wrong. Everybody has their own way of adapting based on their personality. My personality, that's just, I know myself well enough to know that if I'm watching a whole bunch of stand-up and then I get my pen and my paper out, I might be influenced by some of that, because while I'm watching it as a comedian, I could be thinking about how they could have made it funnier. Or I think about, dang, what if they said this or that, as the comedian, not as the audience. You understand what I'm saying?
But then
so
we're
that,
taking
and
away
that's
that
me.
knowledge that we can be getting from them.
No. I take away the knowledge and the fact of the. Listen to what I'm about to say. I take away the fact of the polishing, of how polished their set is, how they move. Very polished. One content, right? How they move from one subject to another. That's what I take away from.
We need that.
We need that. We do. Stage is very important. You have hella stage presence, and not everybody does. Some people have it naturally, and some people, they have to get it. You know what I mean? And that's just being consistent, getting up on stages, doing shows, getting booked, getting out there, jumping on podcasts, radios, and talking about it more, being more funny. It's just, it doesn't happen until it develops. It comes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think for everybody is different. You know, I don't doubt the way that you do your jokes or write your jokes. Some people write them bullet points. Some people write them out as like stories. You know, everybody just has their own way of figuring out what works for them. And now that I've been in 9 years, I can really only say I'm just now starting to feel comfortable on stage. I really feel like if I don't panic if I think a couple seconds while I'm up there, as to where before I was running. You understand what I mean?
No, take your time, baby. Take your time, honey.
And now I feel like in the last couple of years, I'm taking my time. I'm not in a rush to get off stage. And that right there is just an example of growth and time that, you know, it takes. And some people have it naturally. Some people can jump.
I got this new little vaporizer, you know, the vapes that they have. And it's to the point where I got a extended bit about me and my new vaporizer. And I use it. I hit it on stage and everything to slow myself down. But I do it funny, and the people like it.
Right.
I got to use props to slow myself down. See, you just got to slow down. I still need help. You know, I'm still kind of fresh. I'm only 5 years.
I gotta talk about dating young dudes, and my prop is my readers, and I have my readers tucked in my titties. And I usually talk about when I'm dating young dudes how I be busting myself out when I gotta put their number in my phone and I gotta get my readers out on my phone, child. to put their number in my phone, and then they know I'm in my 40s in. They already know.
Girl,
that's my only prop so far. So I get a couple seconds off stage from that, but yeah, I don't trip off of my seconds. As before, I was every second counted. I didn't want to breathe. I wanted to just get through my jokes, and now I'm just kind of up there. I think I kind of just adapted I don't give a damn. You know, I'm going to go up here. Either they're going to like my jokes or they not. I tell the this crowd now, y'all quiet tonight? Well, I got like 5 more minutes left, so I'm just going to let y'all know right now. It's going to be a long 5 minutes if y'all just going to sit there, because I'm going to tell my jokes.
So
what you got going on now? I know you got a lot of stuff coming up. You done been on Jay Leno, which is big. Now you got to try to get on Family Feud. I'm gonna be part of your family. We're gonna be the red one.
They turned me around on Family Feud because they found out I was a comedian. I won't be on Family Feud. We got to round 3 of auditions though, so I carried the family very well. But in the end, I was the reason for the demise, and that really does suck. But I got a lot coming up. I'm looking at my schedule right now, and I don't even know where to start to tell you. Okay. Greenville, South Carolina, I am on my way. Huntsville, Alabama, I am on my way in April. This is all April. Cleveland, Ohio, I am on my way, and multiple shows here at home in Chicago all month.
Okay, I need to get to Chicago. You know, I have family there. I could come down there for a whole week and just do a run.
Come on.
I need to do that. So I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with our cousin Tiara. I'm gonna get with her and OJ Lamont. Get with them and see my other people over there. Yep. Sean Morgan is in Houston right now. I know he's still back and forth to Chicago. He was here in Grand Rapids. I just missed him
last Wednesday.
I just missed him. He sent me a text talking about old ugly bobblehead girl or something. He sent me. He was on his way
talking about somebody's head. Okay, now.
Right. Girl, that's my boy though. So Sean, he had a show here the same night I had a show in Greenville, so I couldn't see him while he was here. But yeah, I definitely need to come and do a little Chicago run.
Come on, boo.
But yeah, so Cleveland. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Oh, that was it. That was all. I don't have anything
all right, that's what's up.
Oh,
that's what's up. So when you're going to Greenville, what you doing in Greenville, South Carolina?
I'm sorry, I do.
On
You're coming on
Tubi, okay.
Tubi. The comedy come up, produced by Jasmine Lewis, which was one of the stars of the Ladies Barbershop. That's gonna be. It should be premiering this summer. So the comedy come up. I'll be doing a 15-minute set, and you can see it.
Oh, that's what's up. That is what's up, girl. I'm excited for you. That is that.
Thank you.
Everybody jumping on Tubi now. Good stuff. Good stuff, Serena. I'm so proud of you.
My second
when we met at Amazon Prime, I knew I was going to see you again. I said, you know what, I'm going to see this girl again because you were just bubbly. You have the best personality. You're just one of them people that you like from jump. So I really hope
everybody
that people
don't
come
like
out
me
and
from
support
jump, girl.
you.
I'm going to tell you that.
What, really? You just give off that persona that people would just like you right off the bat. But you know, I'm a people person.
The big ones don't like me, girl. The big ones do not like me,
girl. Why? Because you
skinny.
Because you got treats. Because you got your lady lunch. They better go on somewhere, girl.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely need to get to Chicago. But I'm proud of you, girl. You know, we got to support each other while we out here. It's hard for us women, but I think we coming up. I think we're gonna start running this game. What you think?
We're doing very well. I think we are.
I think we are doing very well.
We are already running it, really.
Low key, we are. I think a lot of the decisions that are being made are through women. Not saying that they're able to, flip the switch and turn on the lights, but I think we contribute in a lot of ways. So
yeah, we do. We really do.
I was going to ask you about your South Carolina trip, Greenville, South Carolina. What venue?
Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, let me just look it up. Oh, you done put me on the spot. This is my second time actually coming here.
Okay. Do you know the name of the venue?
Give me 1 second. I know.
And the reason why are you looking for that? The reason why I ask is because I'm going to be there next month, at the Comedy Zone. Yeah.
Oh, I could tell. I need to be at the Comedy Zone. Okay, here it is. Cigar Experience.
The Cigar Experience, and what's the date?
April 28th.
April 28th. All right. I think I'm there on let's see now. Now you done put me on the spot. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I'm going to be there from the 21st and the 22nd.
I'm booked up for those days. I'm going to catch you on the next round, girl.
So I'll be there before you get there. because I think that following week I got I'm doing a couple birthday parties. Okay. But yeah. Now, this will be my first time going to South Carolina, so you've been there already.
Yeah, this is like my callback.
Okay, this is your callback. What was the crowd like? Good crowd?
It was fun. It was so fun. I almost broke my ankle. I did that retro round and fell off the stage. And they was like, yeah, that's a good retro round, child. I'm about to die down here. Ankle was toe up. But I played it off, child, because I'm going to go out and win a period. I had a great time. It was one of my best sets for sure.
What you say? I'll deal with it.
Y'all better come help me up.
Right. That is funny. I don't think I fell on stage yet, or I don't think I've hurt myself on stage, but I have almost tripped over the cord when I was doing the House of Comedy, girl. I felt the cord and I kind of like stumbled, and they looked at me and I was like, y'all see that? One of the dudes in the front was like, yeah, played it off like a mug as best as I could. I know the people in the back didn't see it. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I'm excited to go there because I've never been to the Carolinas. I've never been to South Carolina, North Carolina. So I'm excited.
Carolinas a lot. It's so fun and so good. It's such a light energy. It's like those perceptions are not there. It's just like good Southern hospitality and good fun. It's full of let the Lord use you. Just do it. Mm-hmm.
Right. Absolutely. But you know what? I think that it's going to be, it's everywhere. Yeah, it's probably hidden pockets in the South where, they don't like us. But, for the most part, that's everywhere, girl. I feel like we got to watch
the white people come to the shows where the black people come in the Carolinas. I don't know if you ever heard that before, but they pack on in together.
Yeah, I believe that
so
because they have no choice
good
to.
Experience. Yeah.
Yep. That's good. I have a lot of friends that have moved to the Charlotte area, North Carolina, and Raleigh, and I think Columbia. Now, Columbia is in South Carolina, I believe. But I've had a lot of friends here that have moved there, and they said it's a lot similar to living in Grand Rapids. It's just better weather. So, I mean, that's still Midwest kind of feel it'll give you. You know what I mean? Because, in Chicago, Chicago is kind of segregated.
It is.
There's
it's weird.
It's very segregated in Chicago. So the only place you're going to see a diverse crowd is going to be a venue like the House of Blues. Or, what I'm saying, something where, right. But, if you go to just a regular, like Riddles, I've never seen, there was not, the 4 shows I did, it wasn't one white person there, so, and it was packed out for Toronto.
That's so crazy. Yeah. And
so now that you have all of that stuff going on.
Caucasian neighborhood, which is weird.
Right. Well, tell our audience how they can find you. What are your social media platforms?
Instagram, too, at comedian Serena Monay, SerenaMonay, honey. You can find my single One Headlight on iTunes in just 7 short days. 7 short days. Stream that up for me so I can get off Section 8. Amen.
And I want you to put that on, make that one of a YouTube song, not a YouTube, a TikTok song. So
the distribution, TikTok is included, so I won't have to add a sound. I got a distribution. They just put it on all the sites, and then I just claim it. So it'll be up on all the platforms automatically here pretty soon.
That's what's up. You go ahead, One Headlight. I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thank you.
Proud of you. So where do you want to take your comedy future? Where do you see yourself going? Do you want to write books? Do you want to get into plays? Are you doing any improv? Like, tell us what your future Serena Monay looks like.
Honestly, wow. I really can't call it because I never thought I'd have a song. I really
Ain't God good? Look at God.
Yeah.
Look at God.
You know.
God said I got a song in you.
But I love to write me a sitcom. I would love to write me a good old sitcom.
Okay. A comedic
Miss
sitcom,
Pat,
drama.
Call me, Miss Pat. Call me, Miss Pat.
She said, "Call me, Miss Pat." Yeah, because her show is killing it right now.
I mean,
I have never,
and you know,
and I've never watched
co-writers, and he's a Chicago comedian.
Who is?
Vince.
Okay. Well, you
Donnell,
not Donnell. Dion Cole is a writer for Blackish. Wasn't he a writer for Blackish?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
we
again, just so, man, I'm telling you, so much talent in Chicago. I was talking to somebody about Chicago. They said Chicago versus, or no, they said Midwest comedy versus East Coast comedy versus Pacific comedy, or California comedians. And I was like, in between New York and Chicago, I still got to give it to Chicago. Yeah. Chicago, at the end of the day, so much talent has come out of Chicago. It's unreal. And not only out of just the comedic world. I'm talking about actors, just everything entertainment. Yep. Chicago, it's just a lot of people that have come out of Chicago that are very successful and are talented people and are doing different things. They're behind the scenes now. Now they're writing for these big shows. Like that, a screenplay is definitely something that's attainable. You can definitely do something like that. So, okay, so go ahead. You want to do that? You think you could write a sitcom? Okay, what else?
I would like, because I did already write one play. It was entitled The Dream, and it was a story about insomnia, but while the insomnia is happening, and when I finally fall asleep, the things I dream of are amazing, and I played that out for the crowd, and that was real good. We did a one night only. It sold completely out, and child. And so, would I ever write another play? Not broke like this, not broke like this.
Right.
It was a good play, and it was real good, but not broke like that. And so, I want to take it to the top. I want to try to do everything one time.
Right. Absolutely. You want to? Yeah. So you think you'll write a book? You think you'll write a book eventually? Because you're in school for journalism.
Probably. I got a lot of stuff to say for sure.
Okay. I could definitely.
I really can't shut up never.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, insomnia is a real thing, because I actually have dealt with insomnia throughout my life, and it's a real thing.
It is, and
it's highly underestimated. And when you are a go-getter and you are, the type of personality that is just on the go all the time, you can really jack yourself up if you don't get no rest.
Which is why I'm not leaving my house for the next 2 days, except to go to brunch, and that's it.
I probably have 2 days out of the week where I go outside. I am in the house most of the time. I do a lot of stuff. If I'm not traveling, I'm in the house. My clients come here. I braid me some hair, do me some little heads, and babysit some kids. But I am pretty much at the house. I have a very chill life, and I put myself in that position because I kind of burned myself out. In comedy, you can do that. And I could not do that. I was running myself ragged. I was really trying to do too much, and I'm getting older now. I can't do all of the things that I used to be able to do and run around the way I used to be able to run around. To travel, it takes a lot out of you. And and if you have insomnia, that's not good either. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just really
I have to use my coping skills, make sure I give me some rest.
Right. Yeah.
And, every couple of business days, I have to consistently tell myself, it's okay to put some soap on your behind if you feel like you should. It's been enough days, a couple of business weeks. Go and put you a little water on that thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this has been an awesome, awesome show. So much for taking your time out of your day to spend with us here at the Caribbean Radio Show. Man, I'm telling you, this is exciting for me. This is exciting for me because now I'm able to, reach out to a lot of the comedians that I've met over this time and get them to come on their show and use this platform to, let people that wouldn't normally hear about you and what you're doing and where you're at and who you are as a person, give them a platform to be able to, express that and tell that. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be a part of this team, and
thank you so much,
We'll be talking again soon. I'm gonna make my way to Chicago whenever I can. I really just need to stop saying I don't have the time and make the time to do it. And just come there. And just come down there and have me a week in Chicago. So. Yeah. I'm just going to put that on my calendar. I already put it out in the universe. I'm going to be reaching out to you soon. Thanks again for coming on the show, honey. And
thank you.
Yes, the Caribbean Radio Show is very happy to have you on today. So thank you again, and I will be talking to you soon.
Bye, everybody.
All right, Miss Lady. Bye. That was my girl, Serena Monay, out of Chicago. And, man, I've said it a few times throughout this show that Chicago is just one of the places where I'm gonna get a lot of people from Chicago on the show because I've made a lot of good friends and had some really good experiences with comedians from Chicago. Shy Morgan in particular dropped some gems on me, a lot of gems about the do's and don'ts of comedy. Just Niche, another honorable mention. Just Niche is a comedian out of Chicago that's up and coming. I was following Just Niche when she first started getting popular through word of mouth. And just word of mouth, I went out on a limb to try to be on the show that she was on, which was a Kevin Hart show, Funny is Funny. And they were going to be doing a taping of this competition where Kevin Hart was looking for the next up-and-coming comic. He was going from city to city and looking for the next up-and-coming comic. And two female comedians that I was kind of following and watching was Erica Clark and Just Niche. And I drove from Grand Rapids, got down there, stood in line, signed the waiver, and they sat me right in front of the stage. And I was so excited to see Kevin Hart. I could have touched Kevin Hart. I could have snatched his little butt right on up off the stage. But I didn't. I kept my composure. And I watched Just Niche and I watched Erica. And Just Niche is taking off. She is opening up for Corey Holcomb now. She's on tour with him. She does her own thing in Chicago, and she's just very, very funny. Just wanted to take this time just to kind of go through some Chicago comedians to look out for, or some that you probably already know, I'm sure. But just out of Chicago alone, you've had Richard Pryor, who was from Peoria, but still Illinois. Richard Pryor, Bernie Mac, you got Robin Harris, Adele Gibbons, Sherry Shepherd, D. Ray Davis, Little Rel, Marsha Warfield, Tony Baker, Damon Williams, Sean Morgan, Just Niche, Mara Lee, Cheryl Underwood, Robert Townsend, Deion Cole, B. Cole, our cousin Tiara, who is killing it right now. Got to mention that. My girl Tiara is killing it. She is my cousin Tiara. She is all over, and she is blowing up. Earthquake has showed some of her clips. She's on YouTube. She's on TikTok. She's on Facebook, Instagram as my cousin Tiara. So follow her. You got O.J. Lamont. You got Fab Monroe. and a lot of these comedians I met when I went down to Chicago for a Bob Sumner audition, and I met a lot of these comedians, and it's just been a joy. So just for the whole Chicago circuit, if you ever go to Chicago, definitely hit up a comedy club in Chicago. They have comedy there, I believe, almost every night of the week. Even if it isn't a live show, they have different open mics where a lot of the local comedians that normally get paid to do shows do jokes, and up-and-coming comedians that want to try it. I recommend even an open mic if you enjoy comedy, because sometimes those open mic shows are just as good as an actual show. You just have to do your homework and find out your network. I didn't play a whole bunch of music for this segment, so before we get out of here, I'm going to play another song, and then I'm gonna get us out here for the day. So I'm going to play this song real quick, give about 3 minutes break here, and then I'll come back, and we will talk about the next show that's coming up and how to get to it. That was No Games, and we are not playing no games here at Caribbean Radio Show. I'm so excited to be a part of this team, and we've got so many shows coming up. Next week, I am going to be bringing on Dave Jones. Dave Jones is a comedian born and raised in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Started doing comedy when he was about 15 years old. He is now in the game probably about 15, 16 years. He is very, very funny. He puts on a lot of shows, in our area. So he is responsible for putting on a lot of the local comedians in this area. He runs a show out of the Wealthy Theater here. He usually does about 3 or 4 shows a year, but they're big shows. Every one of his shows sells out. So I'm very excited to talk to Dave Jones next week. That's going to be next week, Friday, from 12 to 2. Same time, same place, the Caribbean Radio Show. You can catch us on Blog Talk Radio, and you can catch us on YouTube, or you can just come right to the actual website for Caribbean Radio Show and click on the link for the shows that you want to listen to. We've got a few different things going on and a lot of new shows that are going to be coming up for people to enjoy. And I will be sharing those shows as well, because there are some shows that other people may have some interest in, as far as religion, as far as old school music, jazz, things of that nature. And we're also looking into, I believe, a Hispanic show. So it will be all Spanish-speaking, host, guest, music, and that sort of thing. So Caribbean Radio Show has a lot of things coming up, so I would like everyone to stay tuned, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that more people can learn about these people and the music and the acts that we bring here to these platforms. So be on the lookout for that. Dave Jones next week. He also actually did the Apollo, got a standing ovation at the Apollo. He did the competition for the Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal actually has his hand in comedy, and he hosts a tour that he does, and he puts on the tours. It's called the Shaquille O'Neal Comedy Tour. He actually petitioned for that. So yeah, that's where we're at. We are going to be doing our thing. I just got prompted that we are coming down to our last couple of minutes of the show, so I just encourage you to tune in. Find us on, like I said, YouTube. I'm on Facebook in and out throughout the day. So if you want to send me something in the chat to say, hey, can you check out this song for me, check out that song, even look at this comedian, or there's another comedian that I would like to know a little bit more about. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to helping out other artists that might have some music or something they want to put out or have on the platform, as long as it is decent. You know, we don't want to have anything that is a little too risque on the radio, but yeah, we're opening up this platform for that. But other than that, I'm going to be signing off. I'm your girl, Danny Redwine. I'm so excited. It's Friday. I want everyone to enjoy their weekend. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. I'm going to be chilling here at home, relaxing. It is cold outside. So that's what I'm going to do. But I know in the Caribbean, y'all got the sun, the beach, the stars, and the mountains. Oh, I wish I was there, but I am. I'm vicariously there. I'm there through the airwaves. I feel the heat. Love y'all.